Good morning, everybody. Meteorologist Jaret Lansford here. Hope you have a great Friday so far, and we have a great weather on the way for the rest of the day as well. We're going to walk through how the rest of your Friday looks, the fall-like temperatures we're going to be seeing all weekend long, and when you may need that jacket because there's particular windows of the weekend where it's going to get a little chilly and you'll want that on hand. So we'll walk through that, how it all plays out. We've got the latest look at the Husker forecast. We've got the Cyhawk forecast as well, if that's maybe more your speed. And we've got the Friday Night Fever forecast as well. A lot of stuff going on this weekend. We'll walk through that forecast. Let's go ahead and start taking a look at how things are looking now and where we're heading as we head through the rest of the forecast. And let's start with what we have going on. There's the view at 144th and West Dodge, and you can see that we are looking at some sunshine coming down at this point. It's a clearer sunshine than what we have been seeing over the last 24 hours. We've gotten rid of a lot of that smoke. We're at 59 degrees. Northwest wind is going to be pretty noticeable for the rest of the day. Notice that's pretty consistently about 15, 20 miles per hour. You could get some gusts that are up around 25, perhaps even a little stronger than that. We've seen some gusts already that have been pretty noticeable through the morning. So that will remain a factor for the rest of our Friday. Keep that in mind. We had a few showers that were present off to the south of the metro. You can see we're mainly seeing that come to a close now at this point, and we're going to be staying dry for the rest of the day with those pushing out of our area. And here's how the rest of the day looks, and you can see the showers going away. We will start to bubble up a little more cloud cover as we get into the afternoon hours, so don't be surprised by that. That levels our temperatures off a little bit. So it will be an afternoon where we only manage to get into the mid-60s for our temps. It stays dry, despite having some of that cloud cover around. You won't need to worry about any kind of precip coming down. It's just going to be a little more cloudy by the time we get to those PM hours. Alongside that, with temps that are only getting into the mid-60s, we're talking about some gusty winds too. We already said that we could see some of those gusting up around 25 miles per hour. We'll keep those kind of gusts going until about sundown, and then we'll see those winds subside, and a pretty quiet night lies ahead for the evening. And a pretty good one. If you're looking to head to Friday Night Fever games, there's the forecast. You can see that we start off the evening in the 60s, and when we combine dry air like we have, a clear sky, and a lack of wind, that trifecta of ingredients can really allow us to cool off in a hurry. So, first alert, if you're heading to any of those games this evening, you want to bring the jacket with you, because look at how quick that temperature drops off as we get toward 8, 9, 10 o'clock, going into the mid-50s, and we'll just continue to drop off quickly from there. So you'll want the jacket as we get to the back part of those games. If you are going to be out and about, here's the latest pollen count, and you can see that the weed pollen continues to be an issue. That's ragweed, pigweed, nettle, all factors for you. Still sitting in the high category, so that'll be the case through the weekend. Plan accordingly. One thing we don't have in the air is smoke. That has left. We can thank that front that came through overnight for bringing in some clearer air into the area. And when we zoom out, you can see the good air quality, very focused in our area, and not a whole lot upstream that is worrisome either. So I think we'll get through the weekend without any kind of other issues. And you can see here how that smoke continues to thin for those of you who are in the southern part of the viewing area that still maybe have just a little tinge of that haziness overhead. That will continue to thin out as we make our way into the rest of the day today. And we should keep it at bay into our Saturday and Sunday too. So air quality not too concerning. However, as I mentioned, we'll quickly drop off this evening, and that will lead to a chilly start to not only our Saturday, but also our Sunday. We're looking at temperatures that start off in the low 40s, both of those mornings. And if you're in western Iowa, I could see a couple of pockets where we maybe briefly touch the upper 30s. So yeah, it's going to be a little chilly if you're going to be out and about during the morning hours for both Saturday and Sunday. Plan accordingly, have some warmer attire if you are going to be out and about. Nice recoveries both of those days though. We'll end up right around 70 for a high on Saturday. We'll be in the mid-70s for Sunday afternoon. So getting into that fall-like situation here. We have chilly mornings, pretty nice afternoons. And if you are heading to the first home Husker game of the season, That Memorial Stadium for Saturday evening starts at 6:30 against the Akron Zips. First alert to it being a night game, so you're going to see a kickoff temperature that's very comfortable, 68 there. Look at how things go through the rest of the game. We're going to be cooling pretty quickly, just like tonight, for our Saturday evening. So we'll be into the 50s by the time we're getting into the fourth quarter, and you may need that jacket as we head into that time frame. So probably a good idea to plan to have that on hand. Otherwise, no real other weather concerns for the game in Lincoln. Maybe you're heading to the Cyhawk game, going to Ames to see Iowa and Iowa State face off. That's a big rivalry game. That's an 11 a.m. kickoff, and it does look like we're going to be a little cooler than it had been looking for that game, starting off about 62 for kickoff. That being an earlier game will warm as the game goes on and end up into the upper 60s. Note the gusts. We'll have those about 25 mile per hour out of the northwest. So pretty nice temperature, a little breezy. You know how your body handles those kind of temps, so judge accordingly with that kind of situation. You might need the jacket, though, if you're heading to that game at Jack Trice Stadium in Ames. Otherwise, we got a really nice pattern that's unfolding. That's not the graphic I want. Hold on. What I want to show you is this. Okay, here we go. This is the muggy meter. And look at what happens here as we get past the next couple of days. It's going to be kind of a sea change here as we go from very dry, comfortable air that cools and warms easily to some more muggy air. And that's going to start to push in on Sunday. You'll notice it more on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and as we head through next week, you can see that we're well within the muggy category of the muggy meter. Alongside that, now we can go to the 10-day forecast. So keep this in mind. We're going to be pretty muggy as we head through next week. Alongside that, we're going to add in temperatures that are a lot more summer-like too. So 60s today is the coolest day of the weekend. We're seeing those showers come to a close right now. And a little breezy. Pretty nice for Saturday and Sunday once we get past those chilly mornings. And then we start to warm things up. Monday, we're looking at a high near 80. We've got more 80s on the way as we head through next week. That lasts all the way through next weekend. That Husker game will have a totally different feel as we go into next Saturday than what we see this Saturday. Also, chances for some storms are present. The next one that we see Monday evening into Tuesday morning. We'll keep an eye on that. You'll want to keep tabs on that as we head through the weekend. First Alert 6 weather app's a great way to do that. And you notice a couple of other days with 20% chances, a little unsettled looking as we head through next week. So this will see the return of that warm, muggy feel, but also see the return of some storm chances to the forecast. And we'll be tracking that as we go through the weekend. Again, having the First Alert 6 weather app is going to be very handy, so you have those push alerts sent to your phone, and that'll update you on how things are looking as we head into next week. I think that'll wrap it up for this stream. I will have the latest details on First Alert 6 coming up here at the top of the hour. I hope you have a great rest of your day. Have a great weekend if you're going to be starting that off here shortly. I hope you do join us for First Alert 6 here as we get into the 11 o'clock hour here. And for the rest of the day, have a great one.